Your attention, please. It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Dr. T, and you are tuned in to the Queen Behavior Debut Podcast. Listen, y'all, I'm excited about this one. I have been excited about this one. We had to get this show together for y'all because I had to bring some queens on that really can talk about this topic that we got in store for y'all. Listen, this is the first episode. We want your feedback. We want to hear from you during the conversation, after the conversation, and all that, because this show is for you. Queen Behavior is conversations with queens for queens. All right. So that's what this is all about. Y'all make sure y'all tap in, like, share, and distribute this anywhere and everywhere you can. Men, jump in because this is for you too. If you got a mama, a daughter, a sister, all of that, y'all have a responsibility. And should I use the word responsibility? We're going to talk about that. Listen, y'all have a part to play in the lives of these women, which is a very vital part of their life. So we want to talk about all this good stuff. We want the men to chime in. So make sure that y'all are in the conversation. We are live right here on my personal page, which is Dr. Trinell Jones. And you also can link in, I think, hashtag I am Dr. T. So y'all make sure y'all do that. We got some beautiful women on here today. I'm excited to introduce them. I don't know if my introduction gonna do it justice, but you know, you may have seen them. You may know a little bit about them. I'm sure you have seen them, but they are near and dear to my heart. So I really thought that this would be the perfect time for us to, you know, come together and have this conversation. So anyway, that's all I got to say to y'all. Listen, we're getting ready to start the show in just a little bit. But right now, I want y'all to take a look at the sponsored music of the this particular show, and then we'll be right back after this. While we're looking at this video, please make sure that you're liking and sharing. I love y'all to life. We'll be right back after this.
Take everything back, boy, I don't want it. What God has for me is for me. I'm not your everyday thought, boy, I'm a grown woman. And you don't have enough to buy me. You can't purchase a queen. Millions in the bank, diamonds on your wrist, Mercedes in the driveway, get whatever you wish, accept this. A woman who came and understood the assignment, change the climate, get them harder with the alignment. I'm not a person with flashy things. You're looking for a hookup, I'm looking for a name change. Always trying to get in my pants before you get to know me. No stimulating conversation, man, you're so below me. I want the king who wants to leave a royal legacy. Be the pinky to my brain, showing love flamboyantly. Trying to tell you there's no limit when you get with a queen. Go ahead and drop them sucker weights, prepare for higher things. No need to step this way if you're a superficial dude. My alter ego is reckless and she is also rude. So you can just move. So you can just move. Cause I'ma do what it do. You can take everything back, boy, I don't want it. What God has for me is for me. What God has for me is just for me. Can't you see? I'm not your everyday thought, boy, I'm a grown woman. And you don't have enough to buy me. You can't purchase a queen. A man who comprehends kingdom things are set apart. The treasure that he has is not on earth, it's in his heart. He's got a godly perspective, calculated movements, that's what makes him effective. Oh, that ain't even your forte, because your actions don't match the stuff that your voice say. There's no way I let you beat on me for a couple dollars, run around and cheat on me. Man, please. Buddy, what's the matter? Check your tone while you're angry. All up in your feelings and been talking to me crazy. But I'm not the one for that. Matter of fact, bruh, I'm done with that. Yeah, that's a wrap. Frustrated with your life cause you ain't got no answers. I'm trying to teach you chess, but you busy playing checkers. Always wanna kick it with your fellas. Recognize what I'm trying to tell you. You can take everything back, boy. I don't want it. It's for me, it's for me. What God has for me, it's just for me. Can't you see? I'm not your everyday thought, boy. I'm a grown woman, and you don't have enough to buy me. You can't purchase a queen.
Y'all, I was actually over here like I was in concert. I had to shut up real quick because I knew I was coming right back in. Listen, man, that was P31 with Can't Purchase a Queen. And that was released, a month or two ago. And she's already gearing up to release the next single, which is Queen. If anybody heard the interview we had with her, that song was that was her debut song. But now she is officially releasing it on the 8th of this month. So y'all make sure y'all look out for that and support the girl, support her, because she's doing some amazing things, acting, modeling, all kind of stuff, man. I can't keep up. But she's an amazing artist, amazing woman of God. So y'all make sure y'all go download that Can't Purchase a Queen, and also pre-order Queen. That's the one that's coming out on the 8th. So y'all make sure y'all go support my girl. All right, we about to get into this. All right, so I got my girls on, and I'm going to introduce them vaguely. I'm going to let them talk a little bit, but I'm going to introduce them just by name and all that. And then we going to get right into the show. All right, the first up is my girl. Listen, if y'all heard the You First Radio show, then y'all already know what it is. Comedian Lady Q is, just a phenomenal woman of God, but comedian, she was built for that. That's her life work. That girl had me laughing all the time, but she's one of the first ones I thought about when we came up with the topic for this show, because she has been so inspirational and on point with some of the conversations that we had before in some of our other segments. So I'm going to bring her right on to give her a chance to do her little intro and introduce herself to those who may not know her. Queen, comedian Lady Q. What's up? I can't do it like you, Queen.
What's happening? What's happening, listen? It is your girl, comedian Lady Q. I always say God has created me, anointed me, and appointed me to travel the world and make people laugh. And I'm so excited about tonight. Thank you, Dr. T, for having me on to talk queen behavior to these beautiful queens out here. I'm going to just say it off the bat. Know your worth, and it's gonna come. You got to know it. I'm excited to be here. So excited. I can't wait. Let's get started.
I told you she gonna introduce herself better than me. See, I just epic fail. But thank you, Queen, for coming on and taking the time to sit with us tonight. It's gonna be an epic, phenomenal event tonight. So next up, man, this girl, she got some lungs. I say that, lungs. And y'all may know her as song as MTA, Marvette the Artist, man. And she is doing some amazing things. Y'all got to follow her because she all over the place. She all over the map. So I can't even keep up with that. Y'all got to make sure y'all link with her, see what she got going on. Bless her in this ministry, her and her boo thing. Mr. Church, the ordination just happened. So we want to congratulate them and just continue to bless them, lift them up, to do what God has called them to do, because they out there doing some amazing things. Welcome to the show, Miss Marvette O'Neal.
Hey, everybody, it's your girl, your favorite cousin on your daddy's side. AKA MTA, because I think I'm going to rap on the sleep, but I'm really not.
Oh, she coming out with something, y'all. I can feel it in my shana now. I feel it. I feel it. She coming out with something. All right, last but not least, we got the beautiful Queen Philly, man. I just got introduced to her and her music this year. I saw her performing at Free Life Church, and I was like, hold up, who is that? You know, I saw the picture and stuff, but I was like, who is that? I definitely wanted to get to know her as an artist, but also as a woman of God, just see what she had going on. And I was super, super impressed. And her music, I mean, she's very clear on her messages and stuff. So, I mean, I'm going to continue to support her because I know that that thing is real. That thing is real to her. That ministry is real to her. So, please welcome to the show, Miss Queen Philly.
Hey y'all. Hey. I'm so blessed by you ladies. And just being part of this. I always say we got work to do. We got as women, as queens, we got work to do. So
yeah. So a lot of people been asking me about just the title in general. And most of you know that do follow me on the regular know that Queen Behavior is actually a book that will be coming out this December attached to a conference as well, a women's conference. So you probably see some of these faces there, hopefully. And on that book launch and stuff, more information on that, solid information on that will be released soon. We want to make sure we don't prematurely put stuff out. But we definitely going to be in December. And I hope to see all of you guys there. Or just purchase the book.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? When they go on pre-order, I'm gonna make sure y'all get that link. All right.
Appreciate that.
All right. We're gonna jump right into it now. This show is again what I said earlier: conversations with queens for queens, and I think it's very vital that we empower each other and have these type of conversations because I know there's a lot of podcasts happening, a lot of shows that are coming out. And people are talking on some of these topics, but are they faith-based? There's not a lot of them. Not a lot of faith-based, but real. You get what I'm saying? Like you ain't scared to talk about it. And so some of these things, and like I came out with Queen Behavior, it's based on some internal stuff that a lot of us will not talk about. But these are the things that we got to talk about to set us free. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so relationships was a big part of it. I've heard from each of you at different times, and I thought this topic would be, fitting for, our sit down. Relationships. I titled it Unfair Expectations. And the reason behind that is because we've had so many dealings and hurts and brokenness and stuff from relationships, whether that be friendships or romantic relationships. And a lot of times we don't recover from that or not recover from it easily. And we take that hurt and pain into other places. And we don't realize, and something that I heard a while ago that helped me to get out of certain places is that you can't tell someone how to love you, but you can see how they love. And you decide whether you want to be a part of that or not. Mm-hmm. That is something I constantly speak. I constantly tell people because that empowered me. I don't have to be in relationships that's going to continually hurt me, tear me down, and all that stuff. I have to recognize who I have around me, be real with myself, and let things go. The ones that don't need to be around and keep the ones that do. So we're going to just go right into this conversation. And I want to hear from each of you just a little bit about your thoughts on this specific topic. And we can start with Lady Q.
Say the topic one more time. I got to let it resonate in my soul, in my spirit.
Unfair expectations in relationships.
Listen, I always say, women, we got to have these uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
We can't be walking around holding hands and kissing and licking and all of that stuff. And I don't know who you are to me.
Yeah.
I only have a perception, or I think I know who you are to me. Until you ask a man, what are we doing? Who are we to each other?
Yeah.
Then that's when we know. And see, we go around and we suspect he my man. We kiss and now we go together. Ain't nobody say y'all go together. So when you go out and you see him with somebody else, now you all in your feelings. And the first thing he's gonna say, well, I never said that I was with you.
Yeah.
You know, when I was dating, thank God I've been married for 8 months. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Hey.
ooh. You know, when I was dating, I made it clear that I was dating for a purpose. In my late 40s, I didn't need another friend. I didn't want another friend. I didn't want a cuddy buddy.
Mhm.
So it wasn't I mean, I didn't introduce myself. Hi, you know, I'm Lakeisha. I want to be married. No, it wasn't like that. But I needed you to know that this wasn't going to go too far without knowing what your expectations were or what you wanted out of a relationship. And that's the one thing women don't have that conversation. They go around thinking y'all already go together and y'all ain't even doing nothing. Guy went to kiss me. Boop. I don't kiss my friends, sir. You said you want to be my friend. I don't kiss my
No.
friends.
Yeah.
So we got to have these conversations after so many weeks, maybe months. What are we doing? If we're
Yeah.
not doing what I want us to do, then it's time for you to move on.
Mm.
That's how I feel about it.
I think that's good because when we talk about unfair expectations, you setting the record out there before you even get into
Oh, yeah.
anything. You letting them know, hey, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. You know, so let me get y'all take because I go off on the tangent. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Me personally, my thing is expecting that person to be perfect.
Yeah.
A lot of different things that we struggle with within us as we come together with a lot of baggage. And we can expect, you know, because that's a man of God or because that's a woman of God, that you just got it all together because you know the scripture and you know the word. But there's a lot of other sometimes hidden issues that we didn't discuss or that wasn't talked about. And how do you deal with this? How do you, you know, handle those things together? Because if you're married or you're in a relationship, they have to be dealt with. And there's going to be a lot of patience. There's going to be, you know, and sometimes our level of expectation is way higher, you know, than what we, you know, bargained for.
Yeah.
You know, they're thinking one thing and we start seeing some stuff, and we just have to be careful with that because we all, you know, got some stuff that we are dealing with. We all got some stuff we need to work on. And then there comes prayer, patience, and things like that. So that's one of the things I definitely bring, you know.
Whoa.
Hey, both of them, y'all good. I really don't need to say nothing. Hey, I was just thinking because y'all, those who don't know me, I'm very transparent, and I don't mind talk about me. It makes people skin crawl sometimes. I don't care. I have to be real and be who I am because in order for me to help anybody, I got to tell about me, right?
Yeah.
So when me and my ex-husband, my kids are grown now. So when me and him split up, every man after that I looked at was like him. It was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And I didn't realize it until a guy told me, he said, hey, you know, you treat me like I'm the one that hurt you. You know, treat me as though I'm your abuser when I haven't abused you. I haven't done anything to you.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know what? That's unfair because I was expecting you to do that. I was expecting you to be like him. And so what we have to do is before we get into anything, we have to completely heal. It's more important to be whole than just to be healed. A lot of us are healed on the surface. When you're whole, you dealt with on the inside.
That's good.
All the issues, all of your insecurities, all whatever it is, your worries of what happened back then, you lay all that at the altar and all that, lay it down. I ain't gonna say really get churchy at the altar, but you lay all that down and you continue start being whole. You allow God to heal you what's on the inside.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of, and I see this, and I waited 2 years before I dated. Like before I said, because I came out of 16-year marriage. So I'm not looking for all that again. You know, I spent my whole adult life married, dealing with different types of abuse and just failure all around, you know, for certain relationships. So my trust level was very low, very, very low. And I said, I don't care, God, I'll be single for the rest of my life. You know, just help me out with the other part, the little human side of me, you know, so I could be right for you, Lord. You know, that was a tough thing for me because I had a bad relationship with sex as well. So how I defined sex was different. I equated that to love. So God had to break that down. And now being, you know, at that time being single, I'm like, hold up a minute now, I'm missing the love part. I gotta find it somewhere. So I'm pulling from different places trying to fill voids and getting deeper and deeper into depression and hurt and stuff. And I'm not realizing I'm doing that to myself because I gotta respect me first.
Right.
I gotta love me first. And I didn't have that type of love because I didn't, get that in certain relationships that I really thought, were for me. So I had to change how I defined, relationships, sex, and having a holy lifestyle, and
Right.
all of these different things. I had to understand why this was necessary. So I made my commitments to God. I did what I felt like I needed to do, and I said I ain't looking for nothing. And it wasn't until I said I'm looking for nothing that I really wasn't. Then someone did come, but I still had to heal. I still had some healing to do. And sometimes I still think about it. I'm like, well, am I mad because, am I mad because he actually did something? Or am I irritated because I'm thinking of something that happened before? You still have those moments. But the thing that, got me was somebody said to me, is your ink dry on your divorce paper yet? That got me because I wasn't voiceful about that, and I started to think, am I ready? Am I still hurting? But I was healed. I was going through that healing phase, but I let what other people say kind of make me like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. And I got to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever be ready because I'm still mad sometimes. I still got to deal with stuff sometimes. So my ex will never be out of my life. You know what I'm saying? I still have to deal with seeing him, and he's a good guy. We just weren't good together. Right. So we still have to deal with each other, learn how to communicate now on the friend level and not necessarily in a relationship. And that itself is a transition, definitely a transition. So what is your experience, especially you coming out of that? You got kids with them, or you coming out of something that you've been in for a long time. Those women that are in the situation, like they haven't fully let go yet. What are we saying to them, those ladies? Because I know a lot that look at me and be like, Trina, I can't do it. I see you all strong. I ain't that strong. I'm like, girl.
I mean, I've never been, this is my first marriage. But I always encourage women to seek professional help.
Yeah,
Seek
definitely.
professional counseling. And, yes, I'm a believer. I'm a strong believer. I've been a believer before I was born, I feel as though. And yes, we want prayer and we want to go to church. We want to get the word and all. Seek some professional help and stop going to your friend girls and self-help books. I'm not saying that doesn't help, but still go to a professional person that can actually help you through these things, because we're quick to say, I can't do this, that ain't me, and that's just how I am. That's how you are because that's how you want to be. And until you want to change and until you want to be better, you find a way to be better. When you get people who are really bitter and just don't have no sense of humor, well, that's just how I am. Okay, well, yeah, because that's what you're saying and that's what you're speaking into your life. You need to go get some help. Are you okay with being that way? Are you okay with being angry? Are you okay with living in the past? Because you know what? When we live in the past, the people who we are angry with and we have these alt against and all of that stuff, guess what they're doing? They've moved on.
Yeah.
So we have to find a way to move on and move forward. And that's my thing. I ain't nobody counselor. I've lived a very fulfilled life, and I've done a lot of things, and I've had a lot of experience. And the one thing that make me tell people to seek professional help, because when I give you my experiences and my testimonies, and this is what I've done, and this is how I came out of it, and you say, yeah, but nothing else to say to you because your butt has canceled out everything I've said before that. So my next thing to you is, honey, you need to go get some professional help and seek, because it's a process. When you see people who've been through things and they look like me, I'm living my best life and I've been through high and hell water 16 times. Okay. And I got a story to tell. I got a testimony to tell. And now when people see me, oh, well, that's you and you this and you that. No, baby, that ain't happened overnight. It literally took over 20 years for me to be where I am, and an argument with God about a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, from being a side chick to, you know, not being in a relationship to being used and abused and all of that stuff. And when I
Mm.
came out of it, God gave me exactly what I wanted. Did I get professional help? No, I wish I had, and I probably still need to, because there are sometimes I'm thinking, and the devil is like, yeah, this
Mhm.
is what this is what it is now. And it's not the devil, you know, like spiritually, it's people talking to my ear. Yeah, you happy now? Just be married a little bit longer. See how much happier you're
Yeah.
gonna be. That's when I want to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah.
But, you know, God's still working with me. He's still working with me. But get some help, ladies. Don't be afraid. Go get some help. Go talk to somebody. Lay on
I
somebody's
love
couch.
that. I love that.
I
I actually did get professional help, but the professional help, she was also an apostle. So I got the best of both worlds. She did not know me. I was referred to her from somebody that I knew very well. So they knew everything, the situation and everything. And they know I could be hard headed, you know. So I needed somebody so that can really talk to me, because I'm also like this. Don't give me no BS I done heard 50 million times. I know you got out your book. You know what I'm saying? That you done heard from somebody else. Like, give me something real. And that's where I was. I was tired of the fakeness. I was tired of, just not knowing. I dealt with a lot of narcissism. And, that kind of behavior kind of makes you check. Hold up, wait a minute. Am I wrong? You know you're not. But am I wrong? And you start getting accustomed to overthinking yourself and your decisions and stuff like that based on that type of behavior, or that type of abuse. So I gotta call it what it is. I've said it, and I've never said it, so I have to call it what it is, because now I gotta come out of it. One thing I learned, and I want the ladies watching, we got the guys turning up in the guys are on here, y'all. Y'all are turning up. Y'all continue to like, share, comment. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Look, I'm not even gonna call all them out. They shouting each other out. But yeah, I want people to be encouraged. That I used to be scared to share because of what the other person that did the wrong would say about me. And I'm like, you can't tell me how to have that experience.
Yeah.
You had your experience, but I had mine. So now I got to tell it, because now this is my testimony. I used to be afraid to do that. So I encourage all women, men, everybody to make sure you telling your story, not just the story that they want you to tell, because I didn't realize I was still being controlled.
Yes.
I was still being controlled. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let the other ladies talk.
I want to tag in, like I'm sitting here rubbing my knees. Because it's like, I just had this conversation with someone this past weekend about a person who is like, they're angry about everything. They bitter, and they good at being where they comfortable in there, right? And like I told them, I said, because that's where they want to be. You can't keep telling the person you need to be healed and you need to go get help and you need to do this. They don't want it. A person who want better, they'll go get it. They'll go after it. They'll go make a change. They'll ask for the help. I'm comfortable in being bitter, because guess what? If I stay mad and stay bitter, I can hold that over your head. I can put you in a box. I can tell you the reason why I'm like I am. Oh, it's your fault. And I keep saying it to you. And the more I tell you that, and I'm putting you if you don't have enough God in you, or even have enough strength as a man, you'll let that beat on you, and that'll be in your mind. Oh, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. And that's what they want. That's manipulation at its best. That's control at its best.
Yeah.
That I'd rather stay where I'm at. I'd rather stay bitter and mad to control your emotions and control where you at. Because you ain't gonna push forward or go forward as long as I'm mad and bitter. And if I can control that. So we have to, and I used to be afraid too, Dr. T. I was like, because I didn't want his family to feel a certain type of way. I said, I was abused, and I'm still trying to protect the abuser. Now, what this does that? Made absolutely no sense. But as I began to, because I never went and got professional help either. And I've said weeks ago, maybe I do still, maybe I need to go and see that, because I grew up in church. I grew up in Pentecostal. So we was taught, you better pray and fast. That was that's what I did. I went into a closet. I went into my favorite place in the house. I literally went into my closet, and I would scream and I would cry out to God. And I would go into the church and I would fall at the altar. But those who are not there, go get you some help, because you do not want to go, not just in a relationship, you just don't want to go through life. Because I was my anger, I was bleeding on my children. They were doing stuff. They ain't need to get in no trouble. But I would look at them and be like, you look just like your daddy.
Yeah.
And used to get so mad, and then I will feel bad, and I will come back and apologize, like, you know what, that wasn't even necessary. Yeah. They're grown now with their own children, and I still have those conversations with them. I still tell them, hey, I know I made some mistakes, raising y'all as a single mom, and I apologize, because I see some of the things they do now. It's a result of because of what I done. It's a result of my decisions. And that's a hard pill to swallow when you look at your children and say, I see me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So come to the decision and say, hey, I'm gonna get better. So I won't bleed on my children. I won't take it out on my friends. I won't take it, we wanna be, our flesh do get weak, so we want somebody. So we'll just get with somebody, and that fall apart. And then we say, oh, they hurt me. Well, you went in damaged. I set up my live earlier today.
There you go.
When my kid's father married me, we was 18 years old. I went through a lot before I got married. He married a damaged woman.
Yeah.
He married me broken. He married me insecure. So that played a lot into our marriage. Yeah. It wasn't all him. Was he any good? He was, he's not a bad person. He was fighting his own demons. So you got two people who knew God.
There you go.
Own demons, but how to truly fight for real. And we were trying to fight individually instead of trying to fight together. Yeah. Yeah. So that
you can't fight together if you looking at each other pointing the finger too.
Pointing fingers.
You made me feel like this. You made me.
So it was no growth in that. The growth didn't come after the fact. You know what I mean? So now we can actually have conversations and we can joke. We in the place where, what I'm saying, we're friends. We're not no more enemies. But that I had to grow first. Yeah. Yeah. We be wanting him to grow first, and God was like, you so worried, you keep praying about him. Can we get you together? Yeah. How dare you get on your face and cry out for him? Get yourself and go and walk for yourself. Like, get you together. And as I get you together, and as you grow in me, watch what I do in him. Watch what I do, for the relationship with his kids. You want him to have a relationship with his children, then let me get you together.
Oh, can I put a pin right there? Oh, please let me put a pin right there. Because when you start working on you, when God starts changing things in you, your perception and the way you see things changes. So the way you see him will change. When I realized a difference in my ex-husband was after I got the healing in me. So I understand exactly what you're saying. And we are friends now. And I look at him and I'm like, I cry for him. I prayed for him like I never prayed for him before. Not because I would want to be there or not because, we want to be together, but because I now see the brokenness that he is still dealing with. And the fact that because our marriage is now no longer, how that had played a big part in where he is at currently. I was pulling him church. I go and praise the Lord all day long. He was going because of me. And I can't hold that weight either.
Come on.
I can't hold that weight either. He got to make that decision by himself. But a lot of it was me releasing, first of all, the weight, but understanding and seeing him. God told me one time when we were going through a lot of things and I was fasting. I went on a 21-day fast. When I finished that fast, I was so ready. I had my meals in place and all that. I was driving to work. And God said, 3 more days. But this time, nothing but water. I said, hold up a minute. I said, God, I don't understand. He said, you cannot tell him how to have a relationship with me.
Mm.
I said, excuse me, Jesus, I'm the one, going to church, doing this, and I realized that I was pointing out all the things that I do as if I'm here and he's here.
Self-righteous, yeah.
He said,
The
you
fear
don't
I
even
see.
know him in the way that I know him.
Mm.
So you're doing more damage than you are doing good. But if you fix you, you'll be an inspiration and an empowerment in his life.
Yes.
Make him want to go and do something. Yeah. That's what that healing got to take place first, though. Go ahead, Phyllis. Queen Phyllis.
So, I mean, I can relate to everything that all of y'all said.
Yeah.
I have gotten help. You mentioned dealing with previous relationship and how to heal from that. One of the things that helped me was praying. I prayed for them. I prayed. I didn't want to be with them or anything like that, but I prayed for them, and it was hard. But
Yeah.
told me, she said, begin to pray for them.
Yeah.
Pray for them. And I started to do it. And yes, it was extremely hard, but it did work. I began to pray for them. And the more I would see them, whether I'm coming in conversation with them because of the kids or whatever, I began to just want the best for them and hope that everything's doing fine. And
Yeah.
I could see change happening. I could see. And this was recently, last year. God said, you are selfish. He told me, I am selfish. You are self-consumed. Everything that everybody done to you. You can see all the bad things that have happened to you. And like you said earlier about your perception and changing your perception. When I began to deal with me first, that's when I began to see things around me shift and change. Also, when she spoke about, when you said something about being in the relationship, I'm currently in a relationship where we both came with past trauma, and we kind of trauma bonded. You know what I'm saying? Like a trauma bond. You know what I mean?
That's a whole nother topic right there.
Good.
A lot of stuff coming together with a lot of stuff that we both dealing with, and so now we're having to, you know what I'm saying, deal together and work together. For not only in the kingdom of God, but in our household with our children and everything else. It was not easy, and it's still a lot of work to be done. It is a lot. So as she was saying earlier, get help. You know what I'm saying? Begin to deal with yourself. And also start to acknowledge you and your wrongs and what you could have done. Beat yourself up, but to grow. Grow. That was like my biggest thing as she was talking, is coming in, with baggage and coming in with needing healing and not those things before you even come in. But if you just so happen, go ahead and get in that thing and you need a lot of healing, having the patience to work with that person and begin to deal with
patience.
Find out everything they doing, and oh my God, you see this, Lord, you see what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Begin to deal with you. Your response is everything. Respond to them is everything, and it can contribute to the healing process for both of y'all.
Very true. Very true.
You have to allow them. People have to allow you, and you have to allow others to go through their process.
Woo, there you go.
Everybody process like yours. Their healing processes is not like yours. So if you're going to be in anything and they got stuff going on, then have enough patience, have enough love, and say, hey, okay, I'm going to allow you to go through your process. I'm going to love you through your process. And while you're going, I'm here. Make sure your presence is known. I'm not going to beat you down. I'm not going to put no more expectations on you, because I already know, like, you already got enough. People already have you put high expectations on yourself, and then others put more expectations on you. So in that, you have to allow them to go through their process. Like, you have to understand. You have to first understand their process, and then allow them to go through it. Let God do it, and at the end of the process, if it's meant for y'all to stay connected, you will. If it be growth apart through that after the process, then you was the person that was able to lean on. When they go through their process, because I'm
don't we try to keep it though? We try to keep what we want. Who gonna tell them the truth?
I was sharing with church. My ex fiance, like, listen, y'all. This man had proposed to me on Mother's Day. Went live on Facebook, made it big, y'all. I'm talking about it was. I ain't about it. He had done ice my kids. Was it okay? All kind of stuff. And then right when I was about to, I'm like, the girls. We had our wedding party. We was just talking about honeymoon. I was about to purchase my wedding dress, and this man say, "I think God told me to be alone." What?
Wow.
But look, I was so mad. But
I don't even know how he looked. I just saw myself punching. Hey, I don't even know how he looked.
That's crazy. What I said, I loved you while you was going through your process and your pain, and you gonna walk, you gonna leave. And God he said, you was there because I needed to strengthen you. I said, well, what his process got to do with me? Because there was something in him that you saw that was in you. I need to pull something out of you.
Yeah.
That hurt. Because I felt like, because I groomed him, he wasn't going. I put you together. You pray like you pray. You read your word because of me. Like, hey, you touch heaven because of me, bro. Not because what we
you ain't trying to take ownership.
Else and take all the power and punch it. What we doing?
She over here taking ownership.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Like, who are you?
But the one thing that I want to say too, when people are going through their process, and if you're healed, don't feel obligated to stay. Don't feel obligated to stay doing their process.
The shoe came off?
Yes.
Shoe came off.
No, I mean, people are staying in things that they don't have to stay in. We're talking about, well, I've invested so much time. Okay, listen. This me, transparent. Even if you got kids, even if you got property, even if you got all of this stuff, why are we feeling so obligated to go through this if it's not going to change? And for those of us who don't have that investment, people who are dating and they're getting to know people. And for instance, a friend of mine met a guy who was very sick. He didn't tell her how sick he was until probably a month after they were dating. Need a kidney transplant and just all this stuff going on. And she's like, girl, I don't know what to do. I said, don't feel bad for walking away. Don't feel bad for walking away, because now you got to look at, okay, if I obligate myself to this man.
Look at her face.
And
or told to stay in it because God hates divorce.
No, this dating.
I'm
talking about dating. I'm talking about dating, and I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, so y'all date, he go through all of it. Are you staying with him because you feel sorry for him? Are you staying with him because you really love him? 8 months from now, is he going to be flat on his back and you wiping his butt, and now you looking like, oh my God, if I had got out of it 30 days after he told me that, talking about, but all of that. Stop feeling obligated to stay, and you doing more damage to yourself. Mm-hmm. My mom and my dad were married for 25 years. And I think the last 2 years they were married even longer, simply because of the church. Of what God don't like divorce, and God don't. I get it. But how long are we going to be miserable? How long are we going to continue to damage ourselves? And then we die with all of this malice in our heart. We make it to the kingdom. We facing God, and now we're gonna blame the church and whomever. Well, God, you said you don't like divorce. I don't like malice either. You ain't entering into my kingdom with that in your heart. So now what do? We just feeling so obligated to stay in the things that we don't have to stay into.
That's good.
We don't have to stay into these things. Yeah. We don't have to stay obligated to people that are walking all over us. If they got to go through the process and they need to be healed, let them be healed on their time and God's time. As for me and my temple and my house and my mind and my sanity, I'm going to move on through my process, and I'm going to get the help. As the sister said, if we come back together and we do this thing together, then that's fine. But stop feeling so obligated to stay in the things that are unhealthy for us. Yeah. And now we mad at everybody else because folk have moved on. But you don't know what I got to put up with. Who say you got to put up with it?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's me.
No, but that's good though, because when you get into a relationship, like if you know it's not working, that's unfair for you to continue in something that you know you're not going to be truly putting your heart into, because what's going to happen is you're going to get in that relationship, you're going to see him as a burden, And then you're gonna be looking everywhere else trying to fill a void somewhere. So then what, you're not helping him or yourself.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
not just the fact that you just feel sorry for him. You just don't do people like that, because that in itself is abuse.
It
Right.
is. And I believe, like, even in that, I felt like I handicapped him. Because he was at one point dependent on me to pick up a lot of the pieces. You know what I mean? He got dependent on me, and when I started seeing stuff differently, and then things went to happen, and God was like, it was all in God's timing. I felt like that was my job. I took the obligation, and like, if I helped him in the beginning, then I need to see it all the way through. And I felt like when he came out, then it's like, then I don't need you no more. And I felt some type of way. But my time,
Somebody else get to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
it's crazy because he's married now. And I see him on live, and it'd be funny because one day I heard him praying, and I said, that booger sound like me. It was funny, but I love to see how he is growing in God. That means I did what I was supposed to do. I did, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I was there for a certain time, and now it's time. The woman that he needed, he has. Preferably, that's the woman that, you know what I'm saying, that the woman that he's married to is who God intended for him in the beginning. Maybe through the process he was going through, she wasn't gonna be able to handle it at that time. And because God know what I'm equipped for,
there you go.
He allowed me to help and encourage and push, because he did go back and forth. He didn't know if he was gonna do church. And one moment he was on fire for God, and one moment I don't like God. God don't love me. But I will always give him a reminder of who he was in God. I was always making sure, hey, don't forget who you are, who God made you, who you're created for. And so I believe in that was my time. I was able to help him remind him of who he was, and now he can truly walk in it. And I preferably he's walking all the way in it. But at first I was in my feelings, but now it's just like, hey, it is what it is.
I understand that. I definitely understand that, and I feel some type of way, because I know God hates divorce and stuff, like, and being somebody that is divorced, I'm sitting there like, because you think, okay, now I got to start over. Can I actually be happy? I went through that process. I'm like, well, God, does he want me to be happy? Because now I had to make that decision for my life, or I was going to continue to be down, be in dark places, and allow people to just continue to do what they wanted to do with me. And was I supposed to sit there in that? And I think for a long time I stayed because of the time frame. It wasn't because of my kids or anything. I want to say I've been married almost 20 years. We were the couple that everybody looked up to. Nobody would have thought, we just went through these rough patches. They're like, oh, y'all will be all right, but nobody actually seen what was happening inside of the house. And I covered it for so long, it became what I do, And so when I came out and said, well, this is what actually was happening, then nobody believed me. Because I had created this facade, this lifestyle, and this couple that made people think that this is just, it was all roses and daisies, and that because I wasn't being truthful with that. There was so many times that I said, I gotta go, but I couldn't go. I didn't know how to, but I knew I had to.
Yeah. And I love what Lady Q said about us feeling like we're obligated in certain ways. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if y'all know this, but this is my third marriage that I'm in right now.
Wow.
So many devastations, physical, mental, all types of abuse, emotional. And honestly, mental and emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse. It's head injuries to me. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, especially when you're in the church, especially when you know what I'm saying, you're, I guess you can say, an obedient Christian, where you're wanting to do all the things right, and you want to do the right thing and be that, woman of God, and that Proverbs 31 woman. And you can't do this and you can't do that. And so I felt obligated that I had to deal with, and I had to, I was told that being with him was attached to my destiny. So I'm,
Mm.
oh
Wow.
God, what's gonna happen to me if I separate myself from these
Yeah.
to my dad? Oh my God, that's what I was told. And so stuff like that, it really like made me afraid to walk away or to, but I had to.
Yeah.
I had now I know it's funny now. But at the time it
You
was
busting at the seams.
Because it's crazy how people will use the word to manipulate relationships with God and your relationships with people. Like, because I heard the same thing with my kid's father. Like, you ain't gonna make it if you don't stay connected to. It was more or less if you don't stay connected to this ministry, because this ministry is what's going.
Mm.
It just aggravates my spirit. Like, it just like my destiny has nothing. Is not attached to none of y'all.
And
It
that's how it is. That's how it is with
what y'all do for me and who y'all are. It's my belief, it's my trust in God, is what is me being obedient to God. That if I don't fulfill everything God wanted me to fulfill, it's because of me. Not
and
the
that's how
church. And
right.
not because I divorced your son. The devil is a lie.
Go ahead, Lady Q.
But that's how it is in all relationships. If you think about, I was a part of a cult. I mean, a church.
I had to catch myself almost.
woo.
Help us, Lord.
Hold on.
Right.
For 12 years, and they had me thinking this was the only church that there was. In Atlanta, there are 5 trillion billion churches, but I felt like I could not leave. I felt obligated to stay there.
Oh.
Even if we think of a hairstylist, we go to a hairstylist, and no matter how late, I had one. I would get in the shop at 9. I wouldn't get in her chair until 12. I wouldn't get out the shop till 5. And I just felt like I couldn't go nowhere else. We're like that in all of our relationships. We go to one Walmart and we know that Walmart ratchet, but we're going to keep going to that Walmart because that Walmart may be the closest, it's the most convenient. But every time we go there, we get angry. All we got to do is drive 10 more miles to another Walmart. And that's how it is in our relationships. Stop feeling obligated to continue to be hurt and used and abused. Baby, the third time is a charm. I'm married. I'm my husband's third wife, and we said it. A third time is a charm.
Hello?
We're not worried that because you said it like you was like, I don't know if y'all know, but this is my third marriage. I don't care. You better make this third marriage the best ever.
Hello.
And even if it don't work, try again. So see, when you get people in your corner like that, when you get cheerleaders like that encourage you to continue to try to be the best. We fall down, but we get up. Keep getting up. Keep getting up. Keep getting up. That's a relationship.
Yeah.
That's in everything that we do. We just feel so obligated to stay in places that's continuing to hurt us. I mean, we stop. We are not obligated. Do you know how many people are in this world that would treat us right? And yet and still, the reason why we stay is because of what somebody else is going to say, what pastor going to say, what my mama going to say, what my kids going to say, who this going to say, baby. And I'm telling you all this is from my experiences. This is a process that I've been through, trying to appease everybody while I got to go and make a room full of people laugh. And on my way there, I'm crying because I'm thinking about what other people going to say about what. So that's what I mean about obligation. Stop feeling so obligated to stay stuck. Stop being stuck. You know, it's who we are, because when we stay stuck and we get crazy and we end up running the street butt naked, why she just saying leave? People ever say that to you? Why you just saying go? You can leave if you want to. Ain't nobody holding you here.
Really? Listen,
with your opinions.
I sure done heard that. Why you ain't, and I was so tempted to say, nigga. You told me I'll be in the wrong. You quoted like 50 scriptures and made me feel guilty. That's why that's why I went, when I got hit across the head, I just went in the room and cried. And then thought, hey, it'll get better. because you need to pray and fast. I pray and fast. I'm surprised I'm not a size 2. I fast so much. But like I tell people, in a relationship, that's friendship, sisterhood, brotherhood, marriage. It takes 3. It takes 3 to build, and it takes 3 to destroy. Who you gonna allow to lead? That's the decision you have to make. Am I gonna allow God, who is supposed to be the head of it, let him lead, or I'm gonna get an enemy in the freeway? And that's even in friendship. We talk about this all the time. Communicate.
Yeah.
If you don't communicate what you're dealing with, communicate how you feel, communicate what's going on, even if it is going to bring maybe a little stale moment between, long as I got to communicate and I got to tell you what I'm feeling. Because if I don't, this going to keep eating me and it's going to build. And one day, all of a sudden, we can be having a regular conversation and then I just blow up. Or you blow up at me and I'm
all that held in.
Like, why you so
held in?
Like, why you screaming at me? Like, why we just can't? Because you done held all that in for so long. Because I don't want to, I just rather talk about it. No, communicate where you at. If you don't listen, I don't. This ain't gonna work. Like, I've learned that not to put people in a place where I'm at. Like, it's certain things that I do that I thought other folks did too, and that was unfair. You know what I mean? You can't expect a out of people.
Yeah.
Because you're unique. God made you different. So you may have some common grounds and things, but there are certain things that God only put in you to give you to do, or put in you to do, or for you to, to love somebody. Everybody don't love on the same level.
Very true. Now I will say this. Let's talk about friendships for a little while. We got a few more minutes here. Let's talk about friendships for a little while, because those are just as taxing on us. If not, friendships can be. I had a friend that I would do all out fighting without the fist. Like, it would be that bad. And I'm like, but that's my best friend. We know each other. She know me like nobody else know me. It's like I was trying to hold on to the idea of having something that I never had. I had people I called friends, but my dad used to tell me, he said, those are your associates, they ain't your friends.
Right.
But now I get that. And there's a select few that I do call my friends, but it takes a minute. Because if I'm giving my time and my love, like, I'm going all in. I don't hold back because of, what you do to me. That doesn't dictate how I love you. Now I will, go my separate way or pull back a little bit, when I see it happening now, because now I know how to take care of my peace, and that's what it's about now. But, a lot of people would get offended because they want to be close to you. But you like, nah, listen, everybody can't hold that spot. Everybody can't be in that place. And what maybe is a trust issue still not, but I believe like in protecting peace. And that's with friendships as well. That is a must with that, because no friend should be having you all out going to the hospital because you just had this bad all out argument. That shouldn't be happening, man. That should let you know that's not good. That's not good.
I feel like they need healing. They need healing. You need healing. So,
but don't nobody want to say nothing.
Yes, and you're basically taking everything that you're going through out on each other. Because y'all are closest to one another. Yeah. That's normally how it works. The one that's closest to you get everything that you're dealing with and feeling.
Yeah.
That.
But ain't you supposed to have friends that can hold? Your friends should be able to hold something.
Hold friends, because they can't help build. If you die here and you broken, you got to have some friends
that's able to pull you
up to you or on the same level with you. You want to have some people around you that can. And it took me a long time to understand that. A long, long time.
You was inviting everybody in. It's like, come on, friend. Come on, you too.
It's crazy. I felt like I was at a point where every person that God was sending away for me to encourage meant that I was supposed to stay. I was supposed to be close knit with. Every person that he put in my life to uplift and help go through whatever they was going through, I felt like they need to be right here. And now carry. Church get on me all the time. I carry a lot. I will carry you, and I will be trying to figure out why am I crying. I'll be in a good conversation, and all of a sudden I'm emotional. I'm crying. I'm angry. It's because everything that I've carried everything in me, and it took me a long time to realize that that's not. When your friend, like you said, should want you to be fighting all the time, because I had that one friend that will call me every time they got into a fight, and it seemed like they was fighting every Saturday. And then started fighting police.
Ready on Saturday.
Saturday it was a fight, and then I'm fighting the police officer. Bro, why you calling me? I'm not finna go. Now come on. Now you want me to go to jail, and now you mad.
Now they mad because you ain't participate.
And I'm not. Now the Marvette back then. Oh yeah, of course. I'm wearing all black and I'm coming. What else you want me to do? Knock out some windows. I got the bat ready. What's up?
Let's go.
Hitting a couple of knees. I ain't mind. I was that girl, literally, y'all, that carried the blade up under her tongue, and I was in church and all, singing and teaching, and I was. You look at me wrong in the church. I was by your car. That was
not by the car. It's by the car.
I didn't have nobody really around me that was help that was like, hey, pulling me in. And so, like Queen said, you got to have people that can pull you. I was always the puller. I had nobody pulling me.
And it's okay to be the puller. You just got to make sure you got some,
some balance. And it's okay that person, because every relationship is not meant to give you everything. Exactly. The thing was, I held that friendship unfairly to an expectation where, because we're friends, you got to fulfill all the friendship needs. And when that didn't happen, like I was loving on this certain level and stuff, and I was protecting, I was, killing myself working, trying to help, and all this different kind of stuff. And I did that for years before I was like, where everybody at?
I used to say, people don't
hello.
Like I love them.
No,
that's why I have levels of people that I associate myself with. Now, if y'all want to call that friends, if it's a ride and die situation at 3:00 in the morning, I know who to call.
Right.
If it's somebody I just really want to have a good time with and there's no judgment, I know who to call.
Right.
So that's really how I pick people. And that's, again, through a process and through time of figuring out people when you've been hurt and you thought somebody should have been there for you and they weren't there. And then you give them another chance. And then, okay, you know what? You're not my emergency contact. That's what I would tell somebody.
There you go.
Like if I text you and you take 16 days to text me back, okay, I know not to call you in an emergency.
Right.
Because you're not going to be that friend. I got that friend that I know if I call, what we going? What you need? Where are you? They picking up the phone and asking questions, So that's kind of how I operate. The people I associate myself with, I know who to. I'm not going to go to my $5 friend if I need $500. I'm not going, and then I'm gonna be mad at my $5 friend because you can't give me the money.
They gotta be in the big group. We need money over here.
I know you only got $5, so I'm not even gonna try and put that pressure on you. So there's certain people that I would only invite to certain things and go certain places with them. So that's how I do with the unfair expectations. Being turning 50 in a few months, I know how to deal with that. Because I have people on certain levels. So I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to be mad at you telling me no, because you're not even going to get an invite. And then I know that you're going to be that person. If you get an invite, you're not going to understand the assignment and you're not going to follow the assignment. So I'm mad again. That's like going at that Walmart across the street when all you got to do is drive 10 more miles and go to the good Walmart. That's how I treat my friends.
And
that's
I'm learning that.
The people I associate with.
I'm definitely learning that. I called it protecting my peace.
That's
like
it.
When I know it's drama every time we talk, or you always got something negative going on, I'm gonna pick and choose the times that I communicate, with you, because I don't want that on me, because I hold the weight of people as well. Like I'm like, oh God, I'm sitting in the bed crying. Or like I'm thinking to her, I'm like, oh, I hope this don't happen. I hope I hope she get, you know what? If I did this, I could help. No, I can't. Because I'm stressed out, blood pressure through the roof. I'm on blood pressure medicine. But then when I go in the hospital, ain't nobody knocking down the door. Ain't
Right.
nobody coming to see.
Exactly.
Nobody.
That's what I tell people. I said my blood pressure is 117/76.
Oh, excuse me.
Don't try
ma'am.
me, try Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm done with I'm protecting my peace, as you said.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what I do.
And
And
that's the way. That's the way.
time
to
and
do.
wisdom. It comes with time and wisdom, like just
Yes.
learning. And the more you do that, your discernment will be strong, and you will know, okay, now, okay, yeah, you'll begin to pick up on, what you need to entertain and whatnot. When you need
Yeah.
to be a prayer warrior, and when
Yeah.
you tell them, or not even answer the phone,
Yeah. Let me just leave that on red.
exactly.
hmm
The more you, practice it, the more you, lean on that, lean on the
Yeah.
Holy.
That's good. That's good. I know we need to wrap up because we're gonna continue this. There's so many different elements and stuff that I still think we need to touch on. So we gonna see how this go. Y'all give us some feedback. Because we may come back and do a second part to this just so we can answer some more questions. I seen a lot of the interaction in here. Miss Cassandra Reb, thank you for tuning in. Yes. She was on here. I'm just gonna shout out a few. Y'all better not get on me for missing nobody either, because DT, my boo. Aisha Mango, that's Lady Q Peeps. Mr.
Yes.
Church, James Wallman, bruh Mike. Yeah, so it's DJ Miss Eclectic. Yes. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Continue to share this. It'll be up, prolonged, whatever time y'all want to do it. It's gonna be on demand. And we want to hear from you. Want to hear your feedback from the show, the topics. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to hear about? And who you want to hear it from? Y'all want me to bring the ladies back? Y'all want me to bring them back so we can have some more conversation? Y'all let me know that. I look forward to getting that feedback from y'all. Ladies, I want to thank y'all for spending this little bit of time with me out of y'all busy schedules and just kind of getting this show popping, because we've been trying to get it off the ground for a minute, just kind of trying to structure it in the way that God will want us to do it. So definitely, I enjoyed this time in this conversation. Definitely believe it's going to be more to come. So thank you, Queens, for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tonight, awesome.
Yeah, y'all, even though y'all know when we get women together, everybody want to talk over everybody, because when somebody make the point, you're like, so I think we handle it pretty good. But yeah, but thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Queens. That is it for tonight. But I'm gonna give y'all another little taste or another snapshot of our sponsor of the night, tonight's show. Y'all give us some feedback, man. Hit me up in the DMs. Hit either one of these ladies up in the DM, and they'll get back with me. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting, and we'll see y'all again next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Queens.
Look at me all. Oh, look, here we go.
You can take everything that